Hello, I'm Joel Baird, the General Manager of Missoula Community Access Television, inviting you to another edition of What's Up Missoula. As many of your viewers know, we're on the campaign trail leading up to the November 8th election. So in the studio with me now is Lyn Hellegaard. She is running for Ward 4. Lyn, thanks so much for coming.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
I'm just going to take a little moment to tell people about this year's election, the mail-in ballot, the few things I wanted them to know, which if they're following a lot of shows, they're going to be sick of hearing. This is it. The ballots are to be mailed to all active registered voters on or before October 24th. It is personalized to you because these elections are conducted by ward. So you should be living in the ward for whom the candidate you're voting for lives as well. So you fill out your ballot, you can mail it with a first-class stamp, it will take it there. You can take it personally to the second floor office of the Missoula County Courthouse anytime before 8 p.m. on Election Day, November the 8th. You don't have to take it in person. Someone can bring it for you. The election headquarters are going to be set up at the Missoula Fairgrounds beginning October the 11th. And you could also bring your ballot there. You can bring it to any one of 7 schools, but I only know that Hellgate and Lowell Elementary are 2.
Russell in Ward 4.
Thank you. You can take it to Russell in Ward 4. Last thing I'm going to say about that repetitively is if you have any questions, if you haven't seen your ballot and you feel like you should get it, you want one, and you want to make sure you register to vote, call the county elections office, 258-4751. Lyn, thanks again for coming. Sorry to be repetitive. And I'll be repetitive again because, as I mentioned, I made these questions just hoping to give people a chance to talk about their positions, their views, to let people know a little bit of what they're like. People have seen you, I'm sure, because you've been on the council for 4 years. But I'm going to ask the same questions of everyone. So with your forbearance, here's your first one. What do you think is the most important issue facing the city in the next 2 years?
Jobs. Which leads to the taxation regulations that we've got in town. I'm also very concerned about protecting our neighborhoods. In the last 2 years, Missoula County has lost over 2,700 jobs. According to the Job Service, this is having a devastating effect on all sectors of our economy. The majority on council continues to raise our licenses, our permitting fees, and sewer rates. They've also increased the number of ways that they can tax you with the special districts, new regulations that we're putting that come with permit fees. They've also continued to talk about implementing a 2% or a 2-cent gas tax, as well as a local option sales tax. When I talk about neighborhood protection, I believe that zoning is a contract between the property owner and the government. The property owner is willing to give up some of his property rights in order to work well with his neighbors. The government side of that agreement is let's say they honor neighborhood protests and opposition to rezonings and those. We need to listen to what the neighborhoods want. So that's kind of what I think we're looking at the next 2 years.
Great, thank you. And I'm going to correct this. How do you differ from the other candidate in this race?
Okay. Well, I believe the issues facing us cross party lines. One side has been stating that government, increased taxation and regulation is the course to follow. I don't believe that. I believe that the individuals is the best place to go, and that's the road that we should be traveling on. The course we've been on for the past 20 years is not leading us to prosperity, but down a downward spiral into continued job losses, business closures, and increased poverty for the community. In this election cycle, they've been discussing urban redevelopment and green jobs. Well, we've tried the public works projects on the national level, and we have found that that is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. When those jobs are done, those people are unemployed. On the green job sector, I was reading an article the other day where to create one green job, it costs the federal government $4.3 million for that one job. And when you look at the Spanish economy, where they switched to a green economy a decade ago, they're now looking for a European bailout. And for every green job they created, they lost 2.3 jobs in other sectors. So I don't believe that that's the path that we should be on. Probably the other difference is I have not actively sought endorsements from special interest groups. I believe it's important for me to be free to represent the people that live in Ward 4.
Okay. And I apologize if this seemed repetitive to some of
No.
the candidates. If elected, what would your primary goal be for the next year?
Okay. My priorities really haven't changed since I was elected the first time. I think we need to set priorities within our budget to eliminate waste and start distinguishing between what we need and what we want. If the economy is going like it was a few years ago, fine, fund all the wants that you want to. But I believe by setting that structure in place will create a supportive environment for not only our business community, but the families that live here. And hopefully it will jumpstart our job creation. The majority on council has always been unwilling to have this debate with us, but are content to just be rubber stamps of the agenda and the status quo. And I'd like to change that.
And here's one that for however you want to interpret it, was like a background question. What should people know about you, your experience, your background, your vision for the city?
Okay. I've lived in Missoula for 37 years. I've been in my ward for 29 years. I have a very broad breadth of life experience. I've worked in absolutely every sector in our economy. I worked in the financial industry for 18 years, and that's probably why my interest lies with the budget and the finance side of government. I've raised a family. I have 2 grown kids that I put through college here in town. My husband and I own a small business, so I have that aspect.
Oh, is that you?
Yes, can we cut or?
Yeah, that's all right. It's just being taped.
Okay, sorry.
And what I'll do is I'll ask you that question,
Okay.
what should people know about you? And I should have mentioned that about the cell phone. I didn't think of that.
And I actually thought I had it turned off.
That one's hard to ignore.
Yes. Kind of snappy though, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, let me, and I apologize.
Oh,
This
that's
is
fine.
just embarrassing.
We got plenty of time. Like, Renee's not coming for 15 minutes. so-
Okay,
And these are the last 2 questions.
Okay.
Anything
All
you
right.
want to add and everything.
okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay, so I'll say that.
Okay.
What should people know about you, your experience, your background, your vision for the city?
Well, I've lived in Missoula for 37 years, been in Ward 4 for 29 years. I have a broad breadth of life experiences. I've worked in all sectors of the economy. I was employed in the financial industry for 18 years. I've been in the transportation industry for over 11 years now. I've raised my family here in town. They've gone to the local schools. They graduated from the University of Montana. I own a small business with my husband. But probably most importantly, I've been inspired by John F. Kennedy's statement where he believed that citizens should ask what their communities or what they can do for their communities, not what their community can do for them. And that's why I'm in public service.
And we have a teeny bit of time. Is there anything you want to add? Oh, and before you say that, I'll say that if people want to learn more about Lyn Hellegaard's candidacy for Ward 4, there is a website, and I'm reading it from the screen in case you can't see it at home. It is Lyn, Lyn 4, the number 4, Ward 4, the number 4.com.
Well, my vision is to create equal opportunities for those that choose to take them, create solutions for the issues facing Missoula, whether or not they're easy, create a government where the people opinions are welcome and the government is accountable to those people. But more importantly, before you mark your ballot, I might ask you to ask yourself, am I better off than I was 2 or 4 years ago? Am I able to find a good paying job in my career field? Can my adult children find work in Missoula after they graduate from college? Is it easier for me to get the education, training, and job I want? Are my hard-earned wages able to buy the things I need and want? Are the city's zoning policies improving my neighborhood and quality of life? And are the city's transportation policies making it easier or harder for me to get where I need to go? So I hope that people participate this season. I think we've got some good candidates this year. And
All right. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for taking the time to come.
You're welcome, Joel. Thanks for having me.
You're most welcome. And thank you for watching this edition of What's Up Missoula. I'm just going to say again, the election is by mail-in ballot. You should see them by October 24th. If you don't see your ballot, give a call to the elections office, 258-4751. Well, thanks again for watching this edition. If you know of a group you'd like to see on What's Up Missoula, give us a call at MCAT. The number is 542-6228. For MCAT, I'm Joel Baird. Thanks for watching.